South County, this is your College and Career Specialist, Miss Beal again. This video has some important information for you about financial aid and searching for scholarships. Okay, so financial aid is an umbrella term, and it refers to grants, scholarships, loans, and work study. It refers to all of those things. And the process begins by completing the free application for federal student aid. That's the FAFSA. You'll hear about it all the time. When you do the FAFSA, at the end, you get a student aid report, and that is sent to every school to which you're applying. And then the financial aid office at the school will be able to look over that information, compare it to what they have as an institution to offer, and they will notify prospective students of the types of aid that they might be eligible for. Sometimes students will tell me that their family's not planning on doing the FAFSA because maybe they think they're not going to qualify for anything. My response to that is I really believe that everyone should complete the FAFSA. It is for a lot of reasons. One, it's a good insurance plan. Like we have seen this year, sometimes things change, things can change within, a kind of expected family income. And even if it does, after you've submitted the FAFSA, it is sort of an entryway into having a conversation with a financial aid office. If they already have your FAFSA on file, it is much easier to contact them then and say, since submitting, we have had a change in family income. So it's an insurance plan. But also, some institutions have scholarship money that is not based on family income, yet it does require that the financial aid office have a copy of the FAFSA on file in order to be awarded. So that's my little plug. I would just encourage everyone to do the FAFSA. It opens October 1st. So if you have already started or you think you're working on it, I would caution you that you're probably working on the wrong year and you just want to wait until October 1st to get started on the FAFSA. Okay, so I just went over the FAFSA, and like I said, it's a federal form that applies to all students. So whether or not you're applying for a four-year university, two-year community college, technical trade programs will accept the FAFSA. That is recommended for everyone, and it's free. The other tool I want to mention, because sometimes people miss, it's called the CSS profile, and it's a tool that was created by the College Board. It's only used by select four-year institutions. Really, it's institutions that have, honestly, they have a lot of money to give to students, and so the tool is a way of finding out much more information on a family's financial profile. Only students applying to those institutions should complete the CSS profile. There is a cost to have it sent to different schools. In Virginia, the four schools that use it are UVA, William & Mary, Washington and Lee, and University of Richmond. But definitely look on the financial aid page for any college that you are applying to or that your child is applying to, just to make sure that there's nothing else required besides the FAFSA. Overwhelmingly, it is only the FAFSA, but every year we have students applying to UVA or William & Mary, and they come months late and they realize that they never did the CSS profile. So please just be on the lookout for that if that is a school that you're applying to. So College Access Fairfax is a local organization that works to help make sure that every student in Fairfax County understands the financial aid process and how to apply so that they can go to college if they want to. As much as possible, College Access Fairfax is trying to convert their programming to work still in a virtual format. So here's a list of events that they have coming up. All of the evening presentations are at 7 and Saturdays will be at 9. You will need to register in advance this year in order to receive the virtual access link. You can register on the College Access Fairfax website. I have also added the link to our school website, and it's included in the emails that I have been sending out and will continue to send out. So hopefully no one has a problem with that, but please reach out to me if you're not sure how to register. In the past couple of years, we've also hosted workshops for families at South County to be able to come into the building and receive support to complete the FAFSA. So obviously right now we cannot do that, but College Access is still trying to offer support to those that need it. So families can email questions. They can also sign up for virtual appointments for some one-on-one help to complete their FAFSA. So details on all of that can also be found on the College Access Fairfax website. So when looking for scholarships, it's really important to understand eligibility criteria. Scholarships are often determined based on either need, merit, or a combination of the two. So when a scholarship is based on need, that generally requires some type of documentation of family income. Oftentimes it's going to be a copy of the student aid report from the FAFSA. Otherwise, scholarships are looking for merit, things that you have already done or accomplished. So it could be based on academic achievements, grades, SAT scores. It could also be based on talent, maybe sports or performing arts. So another thing on scholarships is just to be kind of cognizant of where the money is coming from, because the applications are going to differ and how you go about being considered for those scholarships. So institutional money is going to come straight from the college or university. Oftentimes, this is something that schools can do straight through their admissions office. There may or may not even be an additional application for students to have to consider. But other programs within the college or university generally have their own sort of bucket of money that they can also use to recruit students to come to that school. So whether, it's very popular to hear about the athletics office having money, sometimes you'll hear about like the College of Business has an additional scholarship, or there could be a presidential scholarship. All of that, again, is going to come straight from the institution. So you're going to find out about those scholarships generally on the financial aid and scholarships page within the university. And then outside of that are going to be all of the other external scholarships. These are generally from nonprofit organizations. Sometimes they're going to be from local companies that want to give back to the community, or they could be from very, very large foundations. And the size range of those scholarships will go anywhere from, generally like $500 up to full tuition. Those are going to require more time in finding the scholarships. The next couple slides, I'm going to give you some pointers on where students can find the scholarship, the applications. One thing that I will mention is that occasionally a college or university has a policy that any external scholarships have to be reported to the financial aid office at the college or university. So as you're looking for these other scholarships, it's just going to be really important to know if the school that you're going to attend is one of those, because they can potentially adjust how much money they're going to give you in grants if they find out that you're getting scholarships from somewhere else. This is not to say don't pursue other scholarships. It's just something that you want to be aware of. That's all. So students can use Naviance Student in order to look for scholarships. All of the scholarships available in here have already been entered either at the county level or by me. And the benefit there is that someone has actively looked up the scholarship, confirmed that it is happening this year, that all of the amounts are correct, that the deadlines, everything like that is correct. Sometimes when you use a larger search engine, that isn't always the case. And you can go down, you can find a scholarship that looks great and then find out that it's actually not active this year. So that's just one benefit here. Another thing that you'll see is that there's new filters that have been added across the top. So if you were a student that used this last year, you'll just notice a few visual changes that kind of help refine the list. But new scholarships are added every week, so I encourage students to check back every couple of weeks if you're actively looking for scholarships. If you have any trouble finding the list, I've also posted a video on my Google site with instructions, but just please don't hesitate to reach out and ask me and I can walk you through. There are, of course, tons of other scholarship search sites for you to use outside of Naviance. Here's a list that I have hyperlinked from our school website for you to have easy access to. All right, scholarship reminders. Number 1, read the instructions carefully. You're going to have a lot coming at you in senior year. You got all your classes to take care of, your college applications. There is so much, but I cannot stress enough how important it is to read the instructions carefully on your scholarship applications. Next to that then is paying attention to the deadlines. It is so painful to know that a student is working on a bigger scholarship or something that requires a lot of pieces and then watch them realize that they've missed the deadline to submit it. So In order to do that, you're going to want to create some type of organization system. If it's the same system that worked for you for managing your college applications, if you need help devising a system, come on by, we can talk about it. Or if it's if it's like things are right now, please shoot me an email, or we can get on the phone and just kind of talk through how to stay organized. But you'll want something so that you know exactly when things are due, and that'll give you time to put together all of the pieces. Often these scholarships are going to be looking for recommendation letters, so it's going to be really important for you to communicate with your recommenders, let them know what you're applying for, when it's due, how they're going to submit it. I always like to say then follow up just with a thank you, because it is, time, and recommenders want to do a good job for you. With that, it's really important to maintain the communication. So if you know that you're going to be applying for scholarships and you ask a teacher, say in December, would you mind writing recommendations for me for my scholarships, since maybe they also wrote a recommendation for our college, or you just, you need this for your scholarship. If you go back to them then in March, having never had more conversation, and then say, thanks, I appreciate that you're going to write my recommendation, it's due on Friday, that is not going to allow them time to do the recommendation, certainly not probably to do it as well as you would want. And you run a risk of them saying, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to do that by Friday. So that communication is key. The more you communicate, the more that they will appreciate it, and it'll just serve you well, in the long run. The deadlines are firm on these scholarships, and you work hard, so you want to get them submitted. Okay, last thing, and I hate that I even have to include this, but I would feel remiss if I didn't, is the scholarship scams, and just some warning signs to be on the lookout for. You should never have to pay money to find a scholarship. There will be organizations that will likely reach out to you, kind of claim that you're so lucky that you are welcomed into the society, and one of the benefits of the society is scholarship search, and now you have to pay to be part of the society. Please just be smart. If you have questions or something seems a little off, ask me, ask a parent. We just want to make sure that you are taken care of, and you're not caught in anything that isn't fair. So, all right, everybody, I hope this was useful to you. If you have any other questions about scholarships, please reach out and let me know. Otherwise, hopefully someday soon we'll see you back in the building. All right, take care, everybody.